The blinding sun shines through the windows of Village 1. My alarm is buzzing from underneath my pillow. I'm like a sloth as I crawl out of bed. I start to help my co-counselors, Madison and Megan. The first day with our 11 girls, we agreed that our names were too similar. So Madison became Bravo, Megan became Magnet, and I became Queenie. Moving to the bunk beds next to me, I start to wake up Rachel. She had been sick earlier this week. I brought lunch to the nurses' center for her and Magnet. I stayed down there and talked about how I was dying with all the injuries I had gotten. As all of the girls started waking up, more people started yelling, "Test, count carbs, get dressed, and check in with the nurse," Bravo is yelling. Many girls are shouting, asking who went low at 2 in the morning. Once all the girls had finished checking in with the nurse, we met up with the cabin of 3 boys who are in our group and our 4th co-counselor, Andy, or as we call him, Pony Boy. We start to make our way to the dining hall for breakfast. Seeing all 14 of my campers gave me flashbacks to the night before, aka the last night of camp. I was crying because I was blessed with great campers and amazing coasts for my first counseling experience. My girls had noticed that I was crying and started crying as well. Even one of the boys had started crying because he didn't want to leave camp. A flood of tears and emotion had taken over my campers and me, and I was the one to blame for all of it. As our group arrives at the dining hall, the hub of yelling and commotion, I see all the other counselors in training. We all have been at camp for 2 weeks, starting on an early Friday morning, the first week of August. We packed insulin in boxes, then packed those boxes along with camp activity supplies, water bottles, t-shirts, and backpacks that we give the campers at the end of the week into a moving truck. Our first week, we were in charge of campers who only came during the day. This past week, we were counselors. We were wild beasts when we were together, and we were together a lot. Every night at snack, 3 of us were in charge of cleaning up dishes. This changed every night. We had check-ins with our doctor at 10 p.m., and we stayed up until at least midnight and just hung out. As I ate breakfast with my campers, everything became bittersweet. Our time together is coming to an end, and we had grown so close this week. My kids looked up to me. They knew I would protect them and care for them. For a week, I was their mother. After eating, cleaning, and flagpole, we walked back to our cabin. As I memorize the crisp mid-August air, I solidify the camp as my home. It's the best place I know.
She asked me, "Son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold?"